It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll play host to a battle between conferences. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Philadelphia Eagles under the lights on Sunday night.
Take a drive from downtown along Broad Street. You run into Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles here in South Philadelphia. So good to have you on board with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, in this league, you know it, you lived it. Undergoing a changing of the guard at the quarterback position sometimes can be traumatic, but a lot of times it leads to hope. We've got a couple of teams here with young signal callers looking towards the future.
And you know the old saying, Mike, in the NFL, it is truer than ever. If you have a quarterback, you have a chance. And here we have two teams that feel like they have that quarterback position of the future settled. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some moments where that youth rears its head. But over the long term, both these organizations feel like they have an answer at the most critical position in all of sports.
It's Jake Elliott ready to get this one kicked off. And we're underway here in South Philly. Here he is, Tyreek Hill back to return. They get across the 20, mark him at the 22-yard line. The Miami offense will make their way onto the field. And leading them out at quarterback out of Kansas State, it's Skylar Thompson.
There's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff. Everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
And he's going to be hit and drop behind the line. Great push upfield defensively. What a way to start this one.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Motion man is the tight end going right. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle.
Saying, you want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard it.
Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for third down and 5. He'll try and get there on the ground. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
And here's a great example of why the pass rush on third down, that it's critical it gets home. In this case, they're not able to get to the quarterback. He has extra time to not only escape the pocket, but to turn into a runner and pick up the first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. That'll be caught. It's Jalen Wright. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
On the ground, it's the rookie from UT. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Here's 3rd and 7. They send the tight end in motion. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he puts his head down and he picks up the first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll drop this down to Williams. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike, you never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
On the ground, it's Brown. A gain there of 11. Good for a Dolphins first down.
Each week coming into the game, every team in the league, Mike, places a huge emphasis on success on their opening drive. But the key to that is sustaining possession, converting on third down. It's exactly what they were able to do here, keeping the ball on the ground.
They'll look to throw here on first down. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
They'll look to throw. A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Here's Brown. And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert on 3rd and 1.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
He'll drop to throw. To the left side, in the hands of Hill. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
From the 2 now, here's 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Dolphins. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Jason Sanders on for the point after. He's got it, and the Dolphins will take a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. This one taken at the 7. A good return as he takes it across the 30. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time. And taking the snaps, a quarterback now in his 3rd year in the league.
We had a chance to see him out on the field early in pregame, and I thought he looked really sharp. I thought he looked focused. We had a chance to talk to him earlier in the week, and he's excited for this opportunity today. He thinks he's got a chance to lead this offense and have a lot of success, and ultimately the #1 goal is to come out with a victory.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Quick throw here is complete. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a 1st down.
We're starting to see this so often, Mike. The days of just having a running back who you're just going to turn around and hand it to, yes, that's still a critical part of NFL offensive football, but their ability to be used in the passing game, just one more thing for the defense to have to defend, make them go sideline to sideline, line of scrimmage to the end zone, defend every blade of grass, and a really good running back goes a long way in doing that. Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple, and it sets up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Man in motion is Brown. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Off-balance throw, it's complete. They get 14 on that hookup. 1st down, Philadelphia.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
They'll look to throw yet again. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. They send Jackson, the tight end, in motion. They'll try to get the running game going. His 1st carry. And he will keep the drive moving. Gets the 1st down. Nice gain of 5. Now they'll set up to throw. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
Not able to stay in. He steps out of bounds, and that'll be a loss of a couple of yards on that one.
What they teach these backs is when you catch a check down, immediately try to get vertical. Try to put a hole in the defense coming to rally tackle. So give credit to the defense here. They strung this out and made him go sideways, and they forced him to go so far sideways, he went out of bounds.
He got a lot of what he needed, but just not enough. The mark is a couple of yards shy of the 1st down, and here comes 4th down.
The key to good route running, Mike, is deceiving the man covering you into thinking you're doing one thing, and then you change it and do the other. And in this case, he had the defender thinking this was a vertical downfield route, and then next thing you know, he gets to his break point, He breaks in, and that ball's put right on the money for a big pickup.
And he's going to have the Eagles first down. They find a way to convert on 4th and 10.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that after this long drive would be a bit of a letdown. So the hope is, when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space, so when you put the ball on them early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Back to the air one more time. That is caught in the middle of the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come away with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Jake Elliott now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Eagles come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Dolphins offense ready to possess the football for the second time. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this will be incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that 2nd down sack, really puts them in a must-pass. You don't want to be in 3rd and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3 and out, they better hold up here in pass protection.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Back to throw. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
So on 4th down, it's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. as this drive quickly stalled out, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch is called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense ready for their second possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. Drive a start on the ground. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. So we are through 1 on Sunday Night Football. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. And we're back in Philly in a moment. Second and 7. He'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll work his way past the 40. He's tackled after a gain of 4. Third down, 3 to go. And that is incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. And now it's fourth down.
So the hope is your 1 3rd down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Dolphins offense ready to take over once more. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Going right sideline and complete. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They send one of the tight ends in motion to the left. That's caught in stride by the Cheetah. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Off he goes. And he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And they'll pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 4.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
At some point, you would just like to see that internal clock start to speed up. The longer the play goes on, the more vulnerable you become as the quarterback. Get rid of the ball, but no matter what, you have to avoid the sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Tight end, the motion man to the right. Got a man here, complete. He'll be marked down very close to the 1st down. They got 14 of the 15 that they needed. It's going to set up a manageable 3rd and short.
So often, sacks, especially on 1st down, can be drive killers. But their ability here to take this from 2nd and long to 3rd and short, they've got a really good opportunity here, Mike. If they don't get it on 3rd, don't be surprised if they go for it on 4th.
And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down. They get 5 on 3rd and 1.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
To the air now on 1st and 10. He'll set up the screen to Brown. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
2nd and a yard. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
3rd and a yard. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That one, take it in. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown, Miami. Greg, it's one of those, sometimes you got to feel like you know where the ball's going to go, and the defense knows it too, but it still ends up in that guy's hands for the touchdown.
Absolutely, Mike. In these critical situations, like down here in the red zone, it's players, not plays. It doesn't matter what you draw up on the board. You say, okay, who's my best player? Put him in a good matchup, let him go win, and give him a chance. That's exactly what they do here, and I think we're going to see a lot of this the rest of the game.
Now Sanders on for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Dolphins will move out to a 14-7 lead. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. This one taken at the 7. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Eagles offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down as an incompletion. Jalen Ramsey, he is tough to throw on. There to bat that one away.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. Taking off, he'll try to get there. The defense blows a chance to get off the field as the offense converts 3rd and 14.
You certainly can't fault the secondary here. The coverage was almost too good downfield on 3rd down. The quarterback realized quickly there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, decides to become a runner. He's able to pick up the 1st down and some.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. They'll stick with him again. And that one is closed down in the backfield. What a defensive play. Knifing in, dropping him for the loss.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Man in motion is Brown. On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively. And now, decision time. What are you going to do on 4th down?
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the 1st down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Elliott's kick is good. And the Eagles are back within 4 at 14-10.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And back to work goes Elliott after making the field goal. He'll send this one away. This taken at the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Now a stoppage for an injury. It would appear Tyreek Hill is the one in need of some assistance. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Set to go now on 1st and 10. From out of the gun, he'll throw. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for... They'll come up on a 2nd and 8. They'll run for the first time with their fullback. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. In motion, it's Waddle. Now, faking the give, And this ball incomplete on third down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Here's Jake Bailey now, as he's on to punt for the second time. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Eagles offense ready to get back at it. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Off the RPO, they'll get it to Brown. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4. They'll look to throw. The throw on the run is complete. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. Here's 3rd and 2. He'll look to throw. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. It's a gain of 10 yards. Good for an Eagles first down.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the second quarter.
He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. It's 2nd down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. He'll get this out to the left flat. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
You find yourself in these 2-minute drills, Mike. They're pretty critical moments in the game. They go a long way to deciding the outcome, so it makes a lot of sense. You start looking for your top target, and he comes through for him there.
In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw, and he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. They'll look to throw again. Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him back at the 10. They motion the slot man left. On third down, they'll set up to throw. He's got his big tight end. Touchdown, Philadelphia. His second touchdown of this first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Elliott on now for the PAT. He knocks it through. And the Eagles move out to a 3-point edge, 17-14. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man. That's caught by Brown. 16-yard pickup on that one. 1st down, Miami.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Back to throw. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
Now a 3rd and 2. Now they'll set up to throw. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the 1st down. Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump? So, a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. A quick slant into the hands of Waddle. And the offense will elect to burn a timeout. 5 seconds remaining in this second quarter. Jason Sanders on to try the field goal. It'll be a 44-yard attempt. Sanders' kick is good. And the Dolphins will tie this game up here late in the first half.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well. You're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So, the late field goal brings us level. Final few seconds before halftime as the kick's away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drop. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
All right, Mike, we'll take it from there as we welcome everyone into our EA Sports Studios and our halftime report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
Coach, thank you. Not a rest at the break for the defensive coordinators, trying to figure out how to stop these offenses as we get ready for the second half. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. Harris Campbell now on the return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. They'll run on 2nd down. And he'll take this up, working towards the first down mark. He gets 5, but is just a little short of the first down. Here's 3rd down and a few inches. Going to try to pick up the first down with his own read.
Sometimes, Mike, the best plan is also the simplest plan. And for this team, just snap the ball to your quarterback, let him find some daylight, and go get that first down himself.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Quickly to the outside and complete.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. He'll try to run for it. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
They'll throw out of the gun. His throw left side is complete. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker. Be friendly to the quarterback. The ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop. Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easy...
The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
You can tell the quarterback has built a lot of confidence in his ability to make plays today with his feet. The defense has had a hard time keeping him in check, and this time, much better job in pursuit. Even though he was able to get outside the pocket, they were able to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Throwing now from the gun. That's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range.
3rd and real long. This is where your defensive line has to come to life. They decided to keep extra blockers in the backfield, but it didn't matter. They were able to bring them down for a sack and brings up 4th down. Here
comes the Eagles punt team. He's on for the 2nd time, He'll try to get something inside the 10. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and will try to sustain it here down the stretch. First and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play.
This is what every defense in the league is shooting for, Mike. Negative plays. That's how you kill drives. Force teams to play from behind the sticks. Great job here, taking them down for a loss.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. They run again with Wright. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it is third down.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that first down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up fourth down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. Throwing now on first and 10. Thrown left side. The catch is made. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Now here's a keeper on the zone read. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a first down on that gain of 5.
You know, Mike, early in my time in Carolina, we were kind of on the forefront of this NFL zone read revolution. Cam Newton, one of the best to ever do it. I have seen up close and personal, when you run the zone read the right way, it is a nightmare for a defense to defend.
From out of the gun, he'll throw. No one open, he'll drop it to his running back. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on second and 4. Now a give on the ground, and they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that could all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
Here's first and 10. He'll drop to throw. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities.
On 2nd and 10, they'll try to throw. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. His big night continues. His 3rd touchdown of the game. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His 3rd touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man. They're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
Here's Elliott for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Eagles will go up by 7. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. They'll send him over to the left. The drive begins with a run by Williams. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. On the ground and back to right. And you'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up. They bring the tight end in motion. He'll try to run for it with Williams. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down. At least it appears that way. He got it maybe by the length of the football.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance. But I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough. And they're going to be able to keep this drive alive. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He's going to keep it himself. Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Receiver in motion, headed left. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. The biggest correlation between scoring points in the NFL is your ability to generate explosive plays. And oftentimes, the best explosive plays in the passing game happen when the quarterback is outside the pocket, and great example of it here.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. A carry here for Brown. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. Now, faking the give. Taking off. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
On the ground, it's Brown. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. On the give, it's Williams. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down. So we'll take it to the other end as we are through 3. And Sunday Night Football continues after this. Big play coming up. This is third down. It is brought in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. A huge touchdown there in the fourth quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball game.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the fourth quarter. All even. Fourth quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense getting set to get back to work. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago, and they'll look to retake the lead on this drive, which starts with first down. Slot man in motion left. They'll look to throw here on first down. This is intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And he's going to give a short field to his offense here as they try to break the tie.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, We'll see. Can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. They'll have a short field ahead as they look to break our tie. It is 1st and 10. They put a receiver in motion to the left. And they'll take this down inside the 35. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. He'll look to throw. To the right side here, pass is caught. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
I'm not sure what was the more difficult aspect of the play. Winning his route versus man coverage or catching this pass, because that quarterback, he put a little extra sauce on that one to get it there on time, and he's able to secure a really nice catch.
They motion a receiver right. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And this is a big problem going the wrong way. Out of bounds well behind the original line of scrimmage.
Just nowhere to go once he catches this ball. You see, he's doing everything in his power to make guys miss and break tackles. Think he ended up doing a little bit too much because he ends up going backwards.
On 3rd down, they go with right.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
So here comes Jason Sanders in a big spot. This to take the lead here in the 4th. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And they take the lead here in the 4th quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the 4th quarter.
So they lead by 3 here in this 4th quarter. Now have to turn it over to the defense as they kick it off. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense ready to take over once again. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And this is going to be an Eagles 1st down. The tackle's made it about the 38-yard line.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. They send Jackson, the tight end, in motion. A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. He's going nowhere, losing yardage on that play.
Oftentimes, the more success you have as a quarterback keeping the ball, the more attention that you're going to get from the defense, and I think that's exactly the case here. They've been burned a few times by this guy already today, but this time they were ready for him.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. They'll look to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. The throw on the run is complete. And he's very close to a 1st down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
That is incomplete. They took a chance throwing it on 4th and short, but not to be, and they'll turn it over on downs. The visitors' offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. You'll find Brown out of the backfield. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the 1st down.
Quick throw, taken in, and he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Touchdown, Miami. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Sanders here for the extra point. He's got it. And the Dolphins will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. This will be returned from the 6. Now an opening past the 30. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. The home team's offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming, getting started with 1st and 10. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. Now they'll set up to throw. Going down the center of the field, open man, and it's taken in. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
To the air now on 1st and 10. And he's going to be taken down.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the 4th quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's 1st and goal.
They'll look to throw yet again. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Elliott now for the extra point. The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3, a field goal here in the 4th quarter. They've cut into the lead, now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. Tyreek now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Hill brought in motion. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
I like the play call there. 2nd, relatively short. Give your quarterback an opportunity to push this ball downfield, but realize this quickly. Nothing developing. Get the ball down to your back. Pick up a new set of downs.
They'll put a receiver in motion right. They'll try to run with their fullback. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the first down after a gain of 7. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Man in motion, heading left. On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he will work this down to the 43-yard line, and that is enough for a first down. So 2 minutes left to play in the 2nd half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. On 1st down, right back to Williams. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. So right out of the 2-minute break, we get a timeout used by the defense with 1:56 to go. Here comes Williams on the toss to the right. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down. They'll run it with Williams. And a nice run there as he surges forward. A gain of 8 and sets up 3rd down. Hill brought in motion. They'll drop to throw. He's got his man. It's Hill. 13 yards on that pass play. Good for a Dolphins first down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to an E. So, a win here for the visiting Dolphins. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, they got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Philadelphia, good night.